Hello everyone, welcome back to Pot of Iron Things, and I am Karen. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to prepare overnight oats. And I will show you the different toppings, or I'll talk about a few toppings that are my go-to toppings for my overnight oats. It's a quick, simple, easy breakfast to have on the go. You can prepare it from overnight and put it away in the morning. You get up, you grab it, and you're gone. All right, the toppings are endless and are basically any fruits, nuts, additional proteins like protein powders, maca powder that you might be feeling that day or week. Just simplify your mornings by learning to make what may become your favorite breakfast snack or to-go meal. So, what is overnight oats? It is a quick, non-cook method to traditionally hot cook oatmeal. No heat, no stove, no microwave is involved in this method, and will only require 10 minutes or less to prepare. And then you store in a fridge, preferably overnight. The next morning, you will have a pudding-like porridge texture, and you can add more liquid or toppings if you so desire. So the main ingredients in overnight oats are rolled oats, old-fashioned oats. Some people ask, can you use the instant oats or the quick oats? That's dependent on you. But bear in mind that the quick oats and the instant oats, especially the instant, has a lot of preservatives and sweeteners, and you might have to decrease the additional toppings that you may put in the overnight oats because of the oats already being sweet, or you might find that the texture may not be that thick. It might be a little bit thin because of the added process that they do with these quick oats or the instant oats. So preferably I use rolled oats / old-fashioned oats. All right, so our main ingredient, yes, is rolled oats. Some liquid dairy. If you're going the non-dairy way, you could use soy milk, almond milk, regular milk, goat milk, any milk of your choice. You could also use water. Bear in mind, if you use water, again, depending on your sweet tooth, you might want to add some element of sweet to get a more desirable taste. All right. For today's purposes, I'll be using almond milk. I normally get the almond milk in 30 calorie and unsweetened. Today I have the vanilla flavor and I have 80 calorie. All right. You could, as I said, you could use regular dairy milk. Bear in mind there's 1%, 2%, 3.5%. So I've gone ahead and I've poured half a cup of rolled oats into each of my mason jars. All right, another main ingredient when you're preparing overnight oats is either using flaxseed meal or chia seeds, pardon my pronunciation. Maple syrup can be used, or natural honey to taste. We'll be using a dash of salt in both jars. I'll also be using maybe a half a teaspoon of mixed spice. If you have cinnamon, you can also use your cinnamon. You could probably grate some nutmeg anything for added flavor. I'll be using a half a teaspoon or maybe a teaspoon of mixed essence. Mixed essence is basically vanilla and almond mixed together. For my topping today, I'll be using peanut butter, and I'll be using the crunchy peanut butter because I like peanut butter that has that extra crunch. And I'll be showing you the simplest, easiest way to make the oats. And I might also be using a ripe banana for the additional topping, for one of the toppings rather. So my main ingredient are rolled oats. I have half a cup each in my mason jars. I'll be using perhaps a teaspoon each. I'll be using a teaspoon each of flaxseed, and the flaxseed is helpful to get that that thickness, because you could also use Greek yogurt for the creaminess, but because I'm not using the yogurt in today's tutorial, I'll be using flaxseed meal. So depending if you're using yogurt or not, you want to judge how much flaxseed meal that you put in. Flaxseed meal tends to increase in size when it gets wet, when it gets in contact with the liquid. So bear in mind how much you put within. So if you realize that your texture in your overnight oats is a little bit too thick, the next morning you could add a little bit more of whatever liquid you had used the night before to get it to a desired consistency, texture that you want, right? So honey, oats, flaxseed, almond breeze for my liquid, and I'll be right back. So I'll be adding a dash, just this amount, flaxseed meal. I'll be adding a little bit of salt. I'll use this for both. Tomorrow, whenever you're eating your overnight meal, you can perhaps, if it's doesn't have enough salt or so, you could add more salt. I don't like my food too salty or salty at all, so I'll do that. And I'm just gonna stir them in, both. So for one, I'll be adding a tablespoon of peanut butter. And I'll just leave it like that. And for my preference, for me, I leave it like that, and then tomorrow morning I'll spin it around. For the next one, you could also add a ripe banana. And because I don't like things too soggy or so, I'll wait until the morning off. I'll slice my banana in circles and I'll place it inside there. Remember, the next morning, if you realize that your oats or overnight oats is too runny or it's too thick, you can add whatever is missing. For this one, I want my overnight oats to be a little bit more thicker because I can tell that tomorrow morning it might still be a little bit too thin. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add maybe another less than half a cup more of oats to this mixture. So this is what, when I add another half a cup of oats into this container, this is what it looks like. So I know that come tomorrow morning, when I'm ready for it, it's gonna be nice and creamy, right? This is how it looks. This one looks with the peanut butter. I'm not gonna add any more oats to that because I think that once the peanut butter stirs in and the flaxseed meal boosts up, clumps up, this one will be thicker. But because this one, we're only gonna add banana into it, then I added the more oats. You can you can store these in mason jars or any jars that have a wide mouth. And as I said, you place them in the fridge, preferably for overnight. And in the next morning, you grab to go. So a couple more toppings that you could have used. As I said, you can use a banana. You could use peanut butter. You could do the old-fashioned way where you're just using rolled oats, your milk of choice, chia seeds, or flaxseed meal. You could add chocolate. You could add chocolate with peanut butter. You could add apple and sprinkle some cinnamon over it. You could be creative. You could do a mixture of things. You could do berries, blueberry, raspberry. You could do eggnog as your liquid of choice. So guys, just let me know what you think of this overnight oats. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy your way of making your overnight oats. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you. Bye.